Hi, this is Sylvia Saber with OpTv Global Headlines. Starting with the national updates. The ambassador of the European Union, Dr. Rina Gayonka, called upon Chief of the Army Staff General Qamar Javed Bajwa. During the meeting, matters of mutual interest, regional security situation, and bilateral cooperation with the European Union were discussed. Israeli media has claimed that a 9-member Pakistani delegation has secretly visited Israel. The Jerusalem Post claimed that the Pakistani delegation led by former Minister Naseem Ashraf visited Israel, which also includes a journalist living in Pakistan. Zimbabwean Islamic scholar Mufti Menk is visiting flood-affected areas of Sindh. Mufti Menk shared a video compilation and asked the world for donation as much as they can. He added that assistance will need to continue for a few years. The United Nations Children's Fund has regretted that its fund's appeal of $39 million for Pakistan's flood-hit children is still less than a third funded. UNICEF Pakistan Chief Field Officer said, "Lack of food means a lot of the mothers are now anemic and malnourished and have low-weight babies." Foreign Minister Bilawal Bhutto Zardari chaired the high-level meeting of young foreign ministers in New York. Bilawal has called for global cooperation, conciliation, and solidarity to overcome the challenges of economy, energy, and climate catastrophe. Up next, we have the international updates. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres opened United Nations Generica Assembly with Debt Climate Adaptation Swap suggestion. Paris offered to host an international conference to help Pakistan rebuild in climate-resilient manner. The U.S. Department of Defense has launched a review of its psychological warfare operations. Pentagon made the decision after the discovery of fake accounts on social media promoting pro-West disinformation. Ukraine warned that any referendums on joining Russia in Russian-occupied Ukrainian territories would destroy any remaining window for talks between Kiev and Moscow. German Chancellor and Japanese Prime Minister have condemned Russia's assault on Ukraine while addressing at the United Nations General Assembly. Human rights activists and journalists allege that Indian government led by Hindu nationalist Prime Minister Narendra Modi is using Pegasus spyware to witch hunting of political leaders. The U.S. District Court of Columbia issued summons to all these leaders, which were served on them in India early this year. Dozens have been arrested in Leicester after tensions between Hindu and Muslim communities hit a boiling point. An unplanned protest by Hindu men on Saturday triggered a standoff between the two communities. Several incidents of violence and damage had been reported to the police in the aftermath of the events. Up next, we have the business updates. The US's Energy Department announces a plan for selling 10 million barrels of crude oil from its strategic petroleum reserves in November. The step will help in reducing the energy cost for American families. The sale is part of President Joe Biden's pledge to release a total of 180 million barrels from the SPR. Up next, we have the sports updates. The International Cricket Council has permanently banned the use of saliva to polish the ball in international cricket. The other alterations in which a batter is out caught the new batter will come in at the striker's end. Up next, we have the entertainment updates. Hollywood A-lister and humanitarian Angelina Jolie arrived in Pakistan to extend support for flood relief work. The star landed in Dadu district to support communities affected by catastrophic floods. Up next, we have the health updates. One person is estimated to be dying of hunger every 4 seconds, over 200 NGOs have warned. In an open letter to the United Nations General Assembly, they revealed that a staggering 345 million people are now experiencing acute hunger. The number has more than doubled since 2019. Up next, we have the updates on science and technology. The world's first flying bike made its debut in the United States. The X-Turismo is made by Japanese startup Erwin Technologies. The X-Turismo hover bike can fly for 14 minutes with a speed limit of up to 100 km per hour.